Hello again, Sean here. In this part of the video series, we'll be continuing where you left off with the layout file and go into how a page template gets inserted into the layout file, but kind of going over a little bit of the Expression Engine template language. No, you notice I use air quotes there, template language. What do I mean by that? Well, as I mentioned earlier, so a lot of this is pure HTML, but we have some unique Expression Engine parts, namely anything that's inside curly braces. So anything inside curly brace is a Expression Engine thing. It's a template thing. It is the Expression Engine template language. And what separates it, what makes it different from the actual HTML is that the HTML itself is interpreted as is, literally. It's interpreted literally. Kind of stumbling a bit here. So what I mean by that is that whenever your browser visits the Housing NM website, it's going to read all the HTML and use that HTML to determine what sort of background colors, images, text, etc. you're going to see, and it's going to interpret the HTML here literally as is. The template language parts, though, are different in that whenever we send the HTML out to your browser, this is going to be replaced with something else. These curly brackets are going to be replaced on the fly with some sort of special HTML that that depends on some server-side logic running behind the scenes. That's kind of a weird way of explaining it. Let's try something better. So this HTML stuff over here, all the HTML code, it doesn't get changed whenever we send it off to the browser to read it and turn the code into a page. The template language stuff, however, this does change. This does change whenever we send it off to the browser. So think of the template language stuff as changeable and the HTML as not changeable. It does not get changed whenever we send it off to the browser. The template language stuff does get changed. Okay then, well, how does this relate to how do we put a page into the layout file? Well, if we scroll down a bit, and bear with me, I did not prepare ahead of time for this part, so I'm not sure where this part is. I'll see it soon enough, but we should see some template language stuff. That is, oh, here we go. We should see a little bit of template language that defines where we sort of slot in, where we place the page template file relative to everything else. And it's actually this part right here, layout contents. So layout contents is a very special template language phrase that basically says, okay, take the page template file and put it here. Now what happens is that whenever the browser looks at a page on the website, it's going to see all this HTML here, and it's going to get to this part. And so I think the part right above it is actually the navigation bar, the little top nav. So we're going to have our little navigation bar, we're going to have our footer, and in this part right here, layout contents is going to get replaced with the HTML from the page template. So all that HTML is going to get slotted in here into layout contents. And so that's another way of thinking about the template language too, is that all these different little template language snippets, like layout contents, is going to get replaced with HTML. Not always. There are some nuances to the template language, but for the most part, especially this part right here, this section right here, layout contents, is going to get replaced with a huge block of HTML. In this case, the page template HTML. So that's how the layout file relates to the page template, and that's also kind of a quick introduction into the template language. So next video, I'm actually running out of time. I only have about 5 minutes per video. So next video, I don't have enough time to tell you what the next video is, so we'll just leave it at that. Stay tuned.